catch you. I haven't seen you guys in just about a year at this point, and I wanted to make just a quick video regarding some updates, that have happened to me over the course of the past year. So in particular, I wanted to talk a little bit about some advice that I have, immensely sage advice, of course, about anybody who's going to be taking the AP Spanish Language and Culture exam in the coming years. So this past year I took it, and it proved a pretty arduous course, but granted I've been taking Spanish for a few years, it wasn't egregious. And I took the exam in May, and it wasn't precisely what I'd anticipated it to be honest with you, because some of the sections I thought were a little bit more facile, with the exception of the speaking, because the speaking was very, very trying. But I feel like that's a good succinct synopsis of the exam. Alright, first and foremost, don't get a book. A lot of people say, oh yeah, buy the Prince and Review, buy the Barron's, Pipes of Soap. Don't buy the book. Don't buy a book, don't buy the book. No. The way to go about preparing for the AP Spanish exam is simply to practice. I know that sounds pretty lackluster, pretty hackneyed at this point, but just practice the language. Whether that be reading books in the language, I highly recommend reading adult books in Spanish, or watching, Spanish Netflix series. My goodness, my favorites are Velvet and Sin Senos No Hay Paraíso, should you be interested. So, yeah, that's really just my most prodigious piece of advice, just practice. I think that you're going to find that comprises a formidable part of your study plan, but make sure to listen to your teacher's advice. Do not be too verbose, do not be too succinct when it comes to writing the essays, because you want to make sure that you're conveying your point with clarity and concision, but don't be, don't be too sparse in your writing. You actually want to give the reader some substance to work with. But that's, for the essay, just, prioritize and integrating, some, perhaps more advanced vocabulary, and make sure to integrate some transitions. Because, some people, I've read some of, some other people's writings, online and in person, and it's significantly worse without transitions. I can't emphasize that enough. But that's about it for the listening. Again, music, television, things which, are pretty central to myriad different language learning platforms. Just abide by those religiously over the course of the year, and you'll be alright. But we'll see what happens to me when I'm in AP Spanish Literature in the coming year. Even though, again, it was replete with, very trite advice, I hope that this video helped you a little bit, or will help you over the course of the next year, or whenever that you take AP Spanish language, should you decide to do that. But with regards to some other updates, over the course of the summer, I went to Berlin for a 3-week immersion camp, and so that was definitely the most momentous part of my summer, and so I hope that I've made some furtherance in my German. But beyond that, for the coming school year, I'll be taking quite a few AP classes. Last year, I only took AP Spanish language, just with respect to the exams. This year, my goodness, I'm taking Spanish literature, as noted, calculus. I'm not sure which one that I'm taking yet. I'll expatiate that perhaps in another video. Psychology, Physics 1, Micro and Macroeconomics, and maybe Physics 2, but I'm really dubious. I hope that all goes well. Perhaps I'll make videos more frequently this year. Maybe not. But thanks so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe and like and whatever else is obligatory that I say at the end of a video. Thank you so much.